The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello and welcome everyone to the Ask the Experts Accounts Receivable webinar. My name is Brandon Cook, and I will be doing just a brief introduction before we get started with Kara here. So just a reminder, we are using GoToWebinar today. If you would like to ask a question, feel free to drop those in the questions panel on the right side of your screen. We try to encourage these webinars to be as interactive as possible. So if you have anything regarding accounts receivable, feel free to drop those into the questions panel at any point. This will be a little bit shorter of a webinar than usual, so we do have more time for questions today. So if you have anything, feel free to ask. Also, this webinar is being recorded, so if you need to leave early or feel like going back and rewatching it, that will be available on the Njevity website this Friday. So you can check back there and that will be ready for you. So I'll get into our Njevity mission statement and then I'll turn it over to Kara. So here at Njevity, we strive to improve the life and success of our partners and customers by providing exceptional business application experiences that simplify, inform, and delight. With that, I'll turn it over to our presenter, Kara Case.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome everybody. Happy Wednesday. This is the Ask the Expert series for accounts receivable. So I've compiled a list of a few things that have come up over the last few months of things that I'll just be reviewing at any time. If there's any questions, if there's a feature that you would like to review or any of that, please feel free to excuse me, stop me, and I'm happy to go over that stuff. So I'm just going to start now. The last couple months I've had a few questions about creating customer refund checks. So here we're in the sales module under transactions. And the nice thing about the refund checks is it automatically creates the payable and the check for you. So you don't have to worry about going into purchasing, creating a vendor, all that kind of stuff. So I've just kind of started here. I'm just going to kind of walk through the process. And I went ahead and created a batch. And through here, you can do, usually I leave it by specific documents. You can do credit balance customers, but it doesn't really give you a chance to select or, make selections of which ones that you want to send a refund on. So here, I'm going to look up my customer. We'll start with Aaron Fitz. And I select him, then I will select insert. Now here it tells me he has a credit memo and a return that we can use. So I'm just going to use that one for right now. And if I know that there's more customers in here that have returns that I want to do, I can do that as well. And I'll insert. Say OK. So now I have my batch total. I have the 2 checks, and I'll do process. There's an error in the vendor record. And of course, this worked before this morning, before everybody's on the line. So let me just try to remove this one and see if it'll let us just do Aaron Fitz. And it won't. Of course. So that let me save it. Let me go back and see if okay, so let's check the batches. Not sure what it did with it there. And it's always Murphy's Law that everything works until someone's watching over your shoulder. So anyway, what that would do in the log run is it will create, on the purchasing side, it'll create the invoice, the payables invoice, and it'll do all the transactions in the background, so you don't have to worry about, crediting and debiting the right accounts and all of that kind of stuff. It all just kind of goes hand in hand. Let me just check here. See, I'm in purchasing right now. I just want to check the see if we have. Okay, so I think maybe this will let us do now. So let me go back to sales. Back to the refund checks. Pull up my batch. And we had Aaron Fitz here. And we'll just do this one again. Okay. Now we should be able to process. Okay, are you sure you want to? Yes, I want to transfer. We'll just take a look at some of these reports that pull up on the screen so you can kind of get a better understanding of what's going on. I guess we don't need all of them. So here you can see it's creating your debit memo for you. And it's just hitting, you can set these up as default accounts. So it's just hitting the receivables and the cash expense account. But it's going to be a debit and a credit, so it's really not going to have any net effect on any of the accounts. There's your register. Okay. Okay, so let me just see if that is giving me now an error message through the test company here. So let's just see if they can find us by chance. And there's the payment for the $500. So then on the purchasing side, you would just need to have whoever's processing the payments process the payment, and then it zeroes it out on the AR side. So that credit is now gone. The refund has gone back to the customer. Do we have any questions on that?
Doesn't look like it right now.
Okay, perfect. The next thing I wanted to go over a little bit is emailing invoices. We've had a lot of questions on that and getting that set up. So on the email settings, here is where you'll choose which document you want to email. And then they always have to have a message ID. So you can change these if you just, do a search here. Let's see, we're going to do the sales invoice. If there's nothing here, you can set up a new one. If you just click new, and you can call it, anything that you want here. Just the message type will be standard, series type sales, and the doc type would be whatever you're setting it up for, so a sales invoice. And then you can, put in your invoice with me. See if we can find here. So if we do invoice, it gives us the SOP number. Oh, that didn't like that. And if I do an insert, then that'll put the invoice and the invoice number. And you can say, you type your message. And again here, if you'd like to use the customer name, maybe, let's see. Or a contact person. Invoice number, and then we can insert the SOP number again. And then however you want to sign it, thank you. And then here you can change where you want to have replies sent to if, a lot of the emails when they're set up through GP would be like mine would be set up as kkcase@njevity.com. However, maybe I want this to go to accounts receivable if anybody replies, or accounting. I'll just put accounting. And then I can save this. Okay. So now that I have that set up, I can change this here. And if I look up there's my open invoice, so I'll select that. Now if I say okay, when I'm ready, I can go into my navigation list here under customers. And of course, my resolution is all messed up, so you can't see this very well. But if I were to select a few here, I could go up to modify, and I could go to email settings. Now I can say for all of these customers I have checked, we want to allow them to get invoices, and this is what we want to use. Now, if you had a certain customer that needed certain things on their email or whatever, you could set up as many different templates as you'd like, and then just assign it to that customer. So on here, I've got these 3 done now, and I can tell it, okay, I want it to be a PDF. So now, okay, now it updates all of them for me at once, and I don't have to go through each customer at a time. You can also select all of them, however you want to do it. And then when you're ready to email the invoices, if you come over to your sales transaction, again, I apologize, the resolution on my screen is not the best. If you check the invoice here, once you email, so here I'm going to say, send, no, see, it's not letting me. So if I send it, it failed, of course, probably because there's not an email address here. But once it's sent, you'll see a little envelope-looking email thing here, so that you'll know that that invoice has been sent out to the customer. And then on the same lines, over here in the navigation list, again, I don't know, some of you may have been on the accounts payable training as well. There's a number of different reports that you can run from here, which is nice. You can, well, maybe I need to be on the right thing here. Let's see. So if I select a customer here, I can print a historical age trial balance just for that one customer. And print it, and that way, if it's, you don't have to go through in the sales module under reports, under trial balance, and then put in all your specifications. You can just do it right from here, which makes things a little bit easier, especially if you've got a customer on the phone or something and you're just trying to get some quick information. It's nice to be able to do that. And it's the same report that pulls out of just the reports under the reporting section in there. Are any questions on any of that stuff? Anyone have any issues with the email stuff? Any questions on any of that?
Doesn't look like right now.
No questions? Okay, perfect. The next thing I'm going to go over a little bit is reoccurring invoices and orders. These are good for if you have, the same thing, monthly charges that they're the same every month for a customer. I'm just going to pick your earn fits. Next to the document number here, you'll see this little blue arrow. If you click on it, well, I need to set up more fields. Okay, so 10, nothing, my patch. Okay, so I clicked on the little blue arrow. Let me go back to the little blue arrow here. And I can put a GL reference in here, and I could say this is for his monthly rent. It's going to be just the standard order and a back order. Oh, the standard order. The batch ID number I can use to, it will create the same batch each time. So I can call this whatever you want to call it. Add it. Okay. And this is the type of that it's always going to transfer to. Is it going to be a standard invoice, or are you going to transfer to, you know, a different kind of invoice if you had something else in there? We'll just leave it at standard for now. And then the batch, I can do the same. So now, whoops, let's just put some items in here. Okay, now if I go back in here, make sure everything's still there. And that's not. I think I didn't let me try this one more time, because I think you have to click repeating first before we can do that. All right. Oh, come on. And of course, you would pick the wrong item here. You'd think we'd have all these items memorized as much as we use the Fabricam test company. Okay. Okay. So now if I go here, it's not letting me do that, but normally it would let you set it up there for repeating. And the same goes for an invoice. So if you have an invoice, if you're not using orders, if you're just transferring to invoices, the same would apply for that. Whoops. All right. And so this, again, you would just put the batch that you wanted to be in. Let's see. Okay. Save it. I'm just going to go back there and look one more time. There might be a setting that we'll check to make sure on those repeating orders. Okay, so here it does tell you. So it's telling you this is the reoccurring order. So it's created this, and then the date. Let me go back and see if I can. Let's go in. We'll just review the setup of how sales order processing is set up, and we'll just make sure that it's allowed for to allow reoccurring orders. Okay. I'm not sure. Oh, here, we gotta do. Okay, let me try this real quick here. Let's just create a new for invoice here. I'm just going to call it test. So for here, once you do it, you're going to want to do, I believe it's document batch. Nope. Well, this all worked earlier. And see if we can go back to that. Let us. I'm going to change this to my test. Okay, so now let's go back into here. Currency. And I'll have to double check on that. If you have questions or you're interested more in this, let me know, and I'll figure out where that, because I know there's a simple little setting somewhere, and I had it all working, of course, this morning, and now it's gone. So that is there. Do we have any questions on that? Is there anything, any questions, anything there?
So we do have one question. Someone's asking, can you show how the customer modifier works?
Oh, absolutely. That's a great question. So down here again, we're in sales under utilities. This is a new feature that has just come out, and it makes things a lot better, because I know sometimes it's frustrating when you mess up on a customer number, or you enter a customer and your coworker enters the same customer but with two different customer numbers. Now there's a way that you can combine it. So you can do a combiner, or you can do a modifier. So let's just do a modifier. Let's see, we'll just pick on Aaron Fitz. So we're going to modify, and let's see, let's go press. Okay. So I'm going to modify it to Aaron Fit 002. Okay. So now if I hit process, and I'll say continue. So now when I go to my customer card here, and I look for Aaron Fitz, his number now is 002, and that 001 is gone. And now any of the information, any transactions, anything that was tied to that 001 number is now on the 002 number. So, and the same would work for if you have a customer that you want to combine. So if I wanted to combine Aaron Fitz, and let's say I want to put everything with Aaron Fitz into this advanced. Once I combine it, now all transactions from this customer, which was not Aaron Fitz because that one's gone. So from this customer, it's going to go, all of these transactions, including everything in the history and everything, is going to be moved over to this customer. So let me go ahead and process it. So this tells me that this customer has now moved over to this customer. This customer number now no longer exists. So if you ever have customers that merge, or, I have found a lot. We had a customer that did a really large upgrade not long ago, and they had the same situation where they had several customers that were, two different people were entering customers, and so they had, one customer had like 4 different accounts, and so this way it made it a lot easier, because they didn't have to worry about all the history and stuff that went with those customers. Is there anything else anybody has or would like to go over? Anything anyone would like to review?
It's not looking like it right now. It looks like people are really getting it.
Okay. And like I said, if there's anybody interested on that reoccurring orders, please reach out and let us know, and I will get for sure where that setting is. It must have been something when I updated my company this morning for new test data. give another couple minutes, Brandon, and if nobody has anything, we'll let everybody get back to their wonderful Wednesday.
So it looks like we do have a question. Let's see if I can click on it. Will you be going over the payments? Just someone has a question about bank fees.
Bank fees would probably be more in the financial module, which wasn't part of the AR series. But I'm happy to answer the question if you'd like to. You want to know how to enter a bank fee? Is that what you're asking?
Sorry, Kara. Writing bank fees off when processing cash payments.
Okay. So when you do a cash receipt, I think if I'm understanding, you would want to write off, using the credit. Currently use it as the best way to probably do that would be to do a credit against the cash receipt. So if you charge somebody, $5 in interest and you're going to give them, they're only going to pay you $20 instead of $25, the best would be to probably do a credit memo so that you make sure you're hitting the correct account where you want that $5 to go back to, applying that credit to that invoice, and then receiving the cash payment, the cash receipt.
Yeah, it looks like she says they're currently using it as CRDB.
Yeah, so a credit.
Okay.
And hopefully that makes sense. If not, let me know, and we can dig into it further, and I'm happy to jump on and do some extra time if you want. And I see that you're just, asking if there's a different way. I will go through and review. The best way I have known from the past is just doing the credit memo to apply it. But let's see, Brandon, can you make a note of the customer that was asking that question so that I can check into that and send along some information?
Sure.
Okay. Anybody else? Do that. All right. Well, if nobody has any other questions, I just want to thank you guys for taking time out of your day to come and join us this afternoon. And as always, if anything comes up, if you have any questions, any issues, please make sure you reach out to us. We're here and we're always happy to help. Brandy, did you have anything else?
No, just look out for more webinars coming out. We'll have a full schedule for the rest of the year going up soon. So we always appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to jump on with us and check out what we're doing. So we always appreciate it.
I guess we're good to go. Thanks, Brandon. Thanks for your time and being here with us today.
Sure. Thanks, everybody.